So one of the challenges that surgeons face in the operating room is that both of their hands are obviously usually occupied in what they're doing. And surgeons always have an assistant with them, be that in the community where somebody's helping them with their surgery, or in an academic center where a resident is learning from them. But in either case, they have to be able to guide their assistant. Now, that is something that has always been accomplished by just verbal instruction, because if your hands are busy, you can't point. We now live in the era of computer-assisted surgery, and specifically image-guided surgery, which means that surgeons more and more are working with video screens where they have a camera inside the patient. This puts a computer between the surgeon and the patient, and it allows us to harness all of the potential and all of the promise that computer technology introduces. If a surgeon is operating with both of their hands occupied, but they're watching a video monitor, if we could create some kind of a device that allows them to use a video pointer on the screen, they can now point and provide instruction with that pointer rather than having to take a hand off of an instrument as we used to have to do in the old days. Enter the WASP. The WASP stands for the Wireless Hands-Free Surgical Pointer. And this is a device that the surgeon just wears on their head. It's lightweight, it comes with a headband. They can turn it on with various head movements and basically look at the video screen and point while their hands are still occupied, still operating, and show their assistant what they want them to hold, what they want them to grasp, teach important anatomic landmarks, you name it. The other key advantage of the WASP is that it doesn't just appear on the one screen that the surgeon is looking at, but it appears on all of the video screens in the entire video sequence. Commonly, the surgeon has their own monitor, the assistant has their own monitor, the nurses might have their own monitor, a remote audience watching the surgery will have their own monitor. With the WASP, the surgeon can talk to, instruct, and guide all of them in the conduct of the surgery, both from the standpoint of educating them, but also from the standpoint of helping them assist and improve the efficiency of surgery. With the WASP right now, we're effectively at the laboratory prototype stage. This is a proven device. We are actually using it clinically in the operating room right now, but we're in the process now of building our first commercial prototype. I suspect that this device is going to start appearing in operating rooms across the country and hopefully around the world within the next 12 months.
Vital Biomedical Technologies is a startup company that's based here in London, Ontario. As you know, magnetic resonance imaging, or MRI, is one of the most famous imaging modalities for clinical purposes. And it is famous because it's safe and it provides us with very high soft tissue contrast and allows us to visualize in 3D the anatomical tissues. But one of the challenges is that we're actually imaging moving targets or tissues. Not necessarily static tissue. For example, when we breathe or your heart is beating or the blood is flowing, the actual tissue is moving. And this is challenging to image. And also when we are doing treatments or therapy under MRI guidance, for example, high-intensity focused ultrasound guided by MRI or radiotherapy guided by MRI, these motion artifacts could be problematic. So we are developing tools and technology that will allow to create that arbitrary motion inside the MRI. And the user will be able to have a ground truth of the motion trajectories and be able to replicate arbitrary motion profiles from patient data. That allows to assess the imaging algorithms under specific motion profiles, allows to improve the quality and the accuracy of many of these MRI-guided treatments and therapies as well. For our immediate market at Vital, we're focusing on MRI researchers and scientists, those who are working on developing algorithms for obtaining images of moving targets and motion, or those who are assessing or quantifying motion artifacts. And we hope to, once we finalize the clinical trials, we hope to be able to enter the clinical market in the very near future.